When I see a new official, not from anywhere else, when I see a new official practice question three, it's hard for me. Let me say that again, test takers. When I, Aaron speaking 26, see a new TOEFL IBT speaking question number three, it's hard for me. The title of the reading passage is going to be something that I'm only somewhat familiar with, but haven't seen it worded in this peculiar way that the test is wording it. I'm going to have to read, I'm going to have to sit up straight, take a deep breath, and push myself. Here is my strategy. Here's what goes on in my mind that can help you. I fight to give an 89% good answer. Hey, you listening to this, what did you think when I said 89%? Did that sound like a low answer to you? When I work with people, they are usually feeling like they have a vocabulary deficit or a knowledge deficit because of TOEFL IBT speaking questions three. What happens to the test taker is right off the bat, immediately from the title, that the test on purpose makes obscure, difficult, something you're not very familiar with, something that even I am not very familiar with, in the way that they word it intentionally. What happens is the test taker will usually become dispirited, unmotivated to give their best because they feel like they're DOA. They feel like they're dead on arrival as soon as they see the title, especially if it's not a science question. My 89% approach, philosophy, form of attacking goes something like this. They make questions number three to be like a stress test. They make questions number three to be like an impossible question. What do I mean by impossible question? I mean, if I were to see a brand new official practice question number three right now and give a 60-second answer, at the end of the 60-second answer, I would be something like this. I need 10 more seconds, but I don't get 10 more seconds. And that's happened to me so many times that I finally realized, oh, that's the point. They want one question to be near impossible. It's a stress test. There's no deficiency in your vocabulary or mine, or your knowledge or mine. Not with these questions. There's a deficiency in everybody's vocabulary or definition, vocabulary or knowledge with these questions three. That's the point of the question. They want to see how we do, even though it's incredibly difficult for everyone. So my 89% approach goes like this. Well, this is not going to be my best answer. I'm probably going to get a higher score on questions one, two, and four, but that doesn't mean I have to crumble. That doesn't mean I have to give up. It, that doesn't mean I shouldn't fight for the 89% good answer I can give to TOEFL IBT speaking questions three. What do you think when I say 89%? Do you know why I'm saying 89%? If you regard 89% as low, that's good. That's why I'm saying 89%. You test takers are so used to getting 90% plus that when you see a question, a topic, a title of a reading passage for speaking section question three that you're a little bit unfamiliar with, you panic, you become nervous, you become dispirited, you become unmotivated to give your best. You could also be getting 89% on those questions three. The reason why you don't is not because of a language deficiency. It's because before me, you've never heard that that question is supposed to be near impossible. It's hard for everybody. Now that I've given that to you, I hope you use this to also start fighting for the 89% high quality points answer that you deserve. It feels uncomfortable. It's not easy to be talking about topics that we're not experts on, but that's the only way to get the highest score we can. You have to fight. What I mean is you have to be willing to go through that uncomfortableness of speaking about something that you're not as familiar with as the science questions or questions number 2 that you feel more comfortable with. Are you willing to fight for the 89% that you can be getting? Are you willing to fight for the 89% that you deserve? Or is that all it takes for them to make you crumble? They just have to put one word in there that you're a little bit unfamiliar with, or they just have to put one topic in a question number 3 that you're not as familiar with as science or even psychology or business. Is that all it takes for them to get you to feel like you can't give a good answer? No, you can't give a perfect answer to questions number 3. Neither can I, which means nobody can. But that doesn't stop me from fighting for an 89% good answer. And I hope this empowers you to start fighting for an 89% good answer. Be willing to speak even though it's uncomfortable. Be willing to fight and try your hardest even though it's not easy to get the highest score. You don't have a deficiency. They listen to this. You don't have a deficiency. They intentionally want at least one question to be a stress test. They intentionally want at least one question to see if you're going to panic or if you can still do your best under pressure. I didn't say you're going to be perfect under pressure. I said they want to see if you're still going to try your best under pressure. Pressure! Pushing down on me, pressing down on you, no man asked for.
Disclaimer. The information provided is for general informational purposes only and is presented at the individual's own risk. It is not intended to defame any entity or individual. Aaron and his guests make no representations or warranties of any kind, either express or implied, regarding the completeness or suitability of the information. The views expressed by Aaron and his guests are not affiliated with, approved by, or endorsed by any entity or organization, including, but not limited to, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS, the Test of English as a Foreign Language, TOEFL, and Educational Testing Service, ETS.
I have showed the most amount of people passing, getting 26 on TOEFL speaking than anybody else has. And when I say show, I mean real people like you can see and hear Michelle here, not just a post that may be real or not, but a person that you can see and hear. The speaking templates are wrong. Because to get 26 on speaking, and when you see somebody who did get 26 on speaking or above, and they tell you they used the speaking template, they did not get 26 on TOEFL IBT speaking because of the speaking template. No, they got 26 on TOEFL IBT speaking in spite of the limiting nature of the speaking template. They got 26 on TOEFL IBT speaking because their speaking fluency was so good, is so good, that it was able to overcome the limiting structure that is speaking templates.
I never got 26 using AI website.
Okay, but you did on the real test after meetings with me.
Yeah.
If you want to see more videos with people giving you their best advice on how they got their 26 on TOEFL IBT speaking, you can watch that YouTube playlist. It's connected to this video, and you can find it by searching for TOEFL IBT Speaking 26. You can also find it by going through speaking26.com. These are people who before were not getting 26 on TOEFL speaking and after did get 26 and pass their tests. I asked them, hey, can you give your best advice to people who are still taking the test? How did you go from not passing to passing?
when I read about the TOEFL exam, I didn't really think much of it. I just thought, okay, straightforward thing. It's an English exam. How difficult can it be?
The pharmacy board needs specifically 26 in speaking.
I used to change the template. Maybe this is more advanced, so I will use this the next exam, and I try to practice this for maybe a month or two to be able to master it, to say it without thinking. Every time I found myself getting maybe less score or the same score. It doesn't make any difference to just change the templates and use different introductory words. It didn't make any difference for me. Some of my friends advised me to start taking sessions with you.
This helped me in passing my TOEFL exam. Erin helped me to pass and get 26.
Erin, actually, any words will not be enough. But really, I'm very thankful.
26 in speaking, and I finally got it, and I'm so excited to get to the next step in my pharmacist license.
Look at my accent, look at people who got 26. So just surround yourself with people who motivate you.
Look, I passed. That bit that's missing is probably the most important bit to get you to 26.
Yes.
And that's the bit where Aaron, I felt, helped me realize where I was going wrong. And that bit where I was going wrong, I think it goes for everyone. It doesn't matter whether you speak English is your first language or not. That bit that was missing is something everyone really needs to understand in order to get that 26.
Once you are in the level that you need to become advanced in order to get the 26, you need to get rid of the templates.
Template will hinder your ability to deliver the question, because it shows that you are reading something or you are not speaking, you are reading.
I was using completely different template or different way. I started to apply your way, and once I started to practice your way, it's easy for me.
That was really good for me. It really helps me because with this in my mind, I could speak faster, and because I was confident.
It's challenging, but after you pass it, the feeling of victory, it's worth it.
As English is my first language, I thought the speaking templates would be enough to get me the 26 that I needed. Unfortunately, it wasn't, and I only scored a 23. Your lack of getting 26 is not due to your speaking ability. It has been due to your less than optimal strategy. Get rid of the training wheels.
The templates were like, oh my God, why did they create those templates?
Aaron, you are a big helpful for students like us. We need somebody to stir revolution in our heart inside, give life to our conversation. And this will never happen through other sites like they have exact traditional pattern, the template, first, second, for example. Don't say, for example, the second time, for instance. Really? And robot, I felt myself without life. I don't have the freedom to speak.
You don't have to worry that much about how can I mention 2 reasons with 2 details or 2 examples. It's too much for me. You help students to increase their fluency.
Instead of following that speaking template or any other speaking template, trust your fluency.
For the students who are taking with you, trust this guy. He's amazing. He will shift or improve your level as soon as possible.
Like this, jump my score from 23 to 26, like this. How many hours I took with you? 5. Look at this. 5 hours in 2 weeks. I passed my test.
I was surprised that I passed after 5 sessions together.
I hope you keep inspiring and helping more pharmacists and more other students to achieve their goal and become professionals here in the United States.
If I had just found you earlier.
For people who's really they have concern and they need to do it very fast, go to the like the original, the source of help.
Go to Aaron. He's the guy. He was the guy for me, and hopefully he's the guy for you. And he'll set you straight. He'll tell you what you need to do to get that 26